Welcome to the Mountains Podcast. I am Matt Schroeder, here with my friend Justin Wiley.
Hey, how you guys doing?
And this is our first time doing this, so we're just going to kind of figure it out.
Just kind of chilling in these stretchy bungee chairs, drinking some bai.
Yeah.
In Matt's garage.
Yeah, mine. If you've never been in bungee chairs before, they're like a... How would you describe this?
Basically,
It's like a spider web.
Yeah, spider web in a circle. And your butt, you get a nice wedgie from it.
Yeah, they're a little uncomfortable. But they're super cool. So, Justin.
Yeah.
So weird. You collect rocks.
I do collect rocks. That's something more for the energy standpoint. More healing. I'm very into healing things.
Mm-hmm.
Just healing qualities of life, healing qualities of nature. And rocks hold energy in them that are very healing.
Now, you explained this to me like a couple days ago, and I had no idea what you were talking about until you finished talking about it, and I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Would
you like me to explain that again?
I would go into it.
Okay. So, a couple days ago, Matt had asked me why I collected rocks. And so I explained to him that...
For context, we were in his car, and there were like 5 rocks in his...
oh yeah, they were just chilling in my glove compartment, not by my drinks.
It was in the center console. Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
And I was like, hey, what up with that?
Yeah, pretty much. And so I started off basically, so you know how the saying, how people, you're the outcome of your 5 best friends.
Yeah.
So those 5 best friends, everybody and everything has energy. And energy vibrates at different frequencies and wavelengths and different things. If you learned physics, you probably learned about this. But so frequencies, they want to become like each other. It's a lot easier to be around something that's the same frequency. So you're the outcome of your 5 best friends, because when you're hanging out with those friends, your energy changes to kind of meld with them. So you have to, I guess, you want to be hanging out with good people because you want your energy to be vibing at a higher level, per se, rather than stooping down to those friends that aren't so good. And so rocks come into this because rocks hold
this is where
energy.
I got lost, because I did not pay enough attention in physics class. So stay with us here.
Yeah, it was so rocks, they also hold energy as well as everything does, but rocks hold a very high vibrational energy. But it's all at different frequencies, so different rocks are good for different things. Whether it's just memory, being more positive. Some rocks will absorb negative energy. Some rocks will clean other rocks of negative energy. And so basically, I keep rocks around me because I want to vibrate at that higher frequency. Not necessarily higher, just different frequency that is better for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
is this something that's widely accepted, or is it is it more of a niche belief, or is it?
It's since we live kind of in Texas, and there's not as much. If we went to Austin, yeah, everybody, they're like, oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
So they all do that kind of stuff, but it's not. People just don't know about it here. It's not that it's not accepted, it's that it's not known. And so it's everybody I've told has accepted it. But most people I tell, they're usually younger kids, so they,
Okay.
they're more open to things like that.
For sure.
But it's definitely, that's the reason those rocks were in my center console, was because I was taking the SAT. And so my mom told me, she said, hey, just go out and pick 5-6 rocks that called you that day. And I said, okay. So that morning I just went, picked up 5-6 rocks, put them in my pocket, took the SAT. And me and Matt actually got the same score on the SAT. We both got a 1260.
That's correct. And I took it again since then, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, I did on June 1st.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That was really quick.
Yeah. It was,
You think you did better?
I think so. Just because, I was better prepared for it. I was really prepared the first time because I did one of those practice tests. And shout out to Khan Academy. Khan Academy, they're not sponsored or anything. They hooked me up. Okay, so they have this, I'll call it a collaboration with College Board, where you do those practice tests that they send in on newspapers that nobody ever does. And you upload the scores from that, and it tells you what you got wrong and which sections you were bad at. And yeah, they feed you questions based on what you missed.
That's actually really good.
Mm-hmm. It was
How much did that cost?
free.
What?
Yeah. So I was doing that a lot before the first time I took it, and a little bit more before the second time.
After this, I'm going to need to get that information. Because that sounds perfect. Because the night before my SAT, and even, I didn't prepare at all. And the night before, I was watching my brother's girlfriend's dog, because they were out of town.
Yeah.
And it was a big golden retriever. And for some reason, it just kept crawling up in bed with me. And normally it'd sleep with me, but it kept jumping out of bed and then crawling back into bed. And then jumping out of bed and then crawling back in. And I mean, it was nice that it was hanging out with me, but it was just a little bit more difficult to get some sleep that night.
Yeah.
Did you do the essay with both of those?
I did not. I did not feel like doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually take my ACT this Saturday.
Really?
Yeah. So.
I haven't considered taking the ACT. Is it science and history?
No, I don't know if there's. I think it's just science.
Really?
I don't know. I haven't prepared for that either. So we'll.
Why would I take the ACT if I've already taken the SAT?
I honestly don't know why I'm doing it.
You don't know?
I think because certain colleges will only accept, mainly accept. We accept both SAT and ACT scores, or we just accept SAT. We just accept ACT. So I just kind of was thinking, why don't just do both, see how I do, and I can send off whichever ones I did better on.
Right.
And I can see. And I feel like the SAT is going to help me with ACT, and ACT is going to help me with SAT. So I want as much scholarship money for that way.
That's it.
That way
That's it.
that I can. So, and if I can do it free through using Khan Academy, that's the way I got to go.
Yes. Khan Academy.
That's really smart.
Yeah. It was convenient too, because I don't really want to bust open a textbook and start doing it myself. So if I can just log on and it gives me the problems, I'll do it.
Yeah. So what did you end up doing today?
Today, I put out flyers for my business.
Business? What are you doing?
Well, I'm an entrepreneur, Justin. I don't know if you know that about me. No, I'm a businessman by definition, because I run a trash can cleaning business around my neighborhood.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. It sucks.
It sucks, really?
Yeah. Well, it's very rewarding, but the way that I make money is by doing this terrible chore that nobody else wants to do, and that's cleaning trash cans. And people hate doing that for a good reason, because it is nasty work.
Do you pressure wash it?
I get a very high pressure hose nozzle,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to charge them $5 per can, but now I charge them 10 because I realized I could.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Definitely.
mhm.
Maybe even 15.
Yeah, people tell me I can keep raising it, but I don't know. I don't want to have less people say yes if I raise it too much.
Yeah.
So.
But then less people say yes. So say you were doing 5, you do 15. Say you do 15 per can, you get 2 people instead of 3. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
still, what's that? I can't math right now. That's still like 3 times the amount of money you get, or double, or
Yeah, for less
double.
cans?
Yeah, for less cans. So I mean, you got to think of the pros and cons there.
So I'm thinking about getting a new business partner right now.
Yeah. Well, I do pressure washing.
Yeah.
So I feel like, how long does it take you to clean the garbage cans?
It takes me a little while. My brother can do it like real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how many minutes?
He probably does it in like 5 minutes.
5 minutes? That's
Yeah.
good. That's really quick.
He's a fast can cleaner.
Yeah. Do you guys do it together?
We used to, and then I don't know. He wanted to do more cans in one day, and I wanted to do less. I just wanted to take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of, I like held back a little bit, and I was like, you know what, you can go do this. You can go
And he
run
got
the
all the
business
business?
today. Yeah, he kind of took off.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm getting back into it. Hopefully, I can make a big profit tomorrow. I always do.
Yeah. That's good. How long do you do it every day?
It usually takes me about 6 hours.
6 hours. Okay. So do you just go knock on doors?
It's probably like 8 or 9.
Do you knock on doors at all?
No, that was one of the few ways that I've improved the business model is that I used to put up flyers and knock on doors, but I realized that I really didn't like waiting for people to answer the door. So I just started putting up flyers and going to the next house, and I didn't really get less customers that way.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you got about the same amount anyways.
Yeah, it worked out.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
That makes it easy. So you always have to kind of schedule it on trash day, don't you?
Yeah, that's yeah.
So you can only work basically 1 day a week. Or if you go to the different neighbors, because I know in the Woodlands, trash day is different for like every neighborhood, just about.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to keep up with that. There's somewhere that they post it. I don't know. I just do the neighborhoods that I'm familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really the only time that it dictates when I can work. Because otherwise, I am my own boss. I
Yeah.
make all my own profits. I get to choose when I work.
That's awesome.
Yeah, trash
really
day is
good.
the only day that I
Got to
can.
do it on trash day, yeah. That makes sense. What day is trash day for you here?
Friday.
Friday?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. Mine's Thursday, so ours just got taken.
Oh.
And I think at my old house it was Wednesday. And then before that it was Tuesday.
Hmm.
So, just about every day. Haven't seen anybody on Monday yet, but
So we went rock wall climbing recently.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Brandon and Kylie, they went like 2 days after us.
I saw that.
Yeah.
For
And-
our audience, that is his brother and his brother's girlfriend.
Yes, and he actually I think they're going again on Monday. If you want to go,
Yeah, I'm down. It'd be
Yeah.
fun.
I might want to get one of those 10-day passes now, just
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm gonna go a lot more
Yeah.
because it was a lot of fun. Get to do some more push-ups and pull-ups though. Get my my rock wall skills up.
Yeah. Dude, my forearms were mad tired after that.
They were sore for like the whole week. I feel
Think so?
like because I didn't get a lot of sleep after that, so they didn't have a chance to really recover. But they're good now.
Yeah.
It just took a little bit.
Right afterwards, not going to go into too much detail. I was using the restroom. My forearms were weak.
Just no bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno. So tell me about Bai. I know you talked about that this is your favorite drink, but
Yeah.
is
So
it-
bye. This is, once again, not a sponsor, but I'm just gonna give them some free publicity here. Bai is a antioxidant infusion.
So is it water?
Well, it's I feel like it's more like just fruit juice.
Fruit juice? Okay.
And it says somewhere on here 3% juice. Oh no, it contains 1% juice.
1% juice. Oh, mine contains 2% juice.
Two.
Beat that. Only
You have to
5
win at
calories
everything?
though. What?
You have to win at everything.
Yeah.
So it's I first got into it because I'm a huge fan of Justin Timberlake, and he was in one of the commercials, and I thought, well, JT's in it, it's got to be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I like how it wasn't as sweet and it was more tart.
Did you already finish yours?
Maybe.
My goodness.
I was thirsty.
I'm still working on mine from dinner.
I was just I was up in Lake Conroe doing a job, pressure washing, so I was kind of thirsty. I was actually sitting there like I was debating on whether or not to drink water out of the hose, like just take it off my pressure washer real quick so I could drink it.
Yeah.
And I ended up not. Just
Oh, you should have gone for it.
I was thinking about it, but then it would have taken me, just because the faucet was so far away,
Yeah.
I'd have to turn it off so that I could screw it back onto my pressure washer. Because I didn't really want to just squirt my pressure washer into my mouth and kind of like slice my face. So,
It's worth it.
because I sliced my pinky open. Did I tell you about that?
No, you did.
It was last year, and you can kind of see the scar there. But
Yeah,
I was working a job close to my house. It was actually on a street that I used to live on. And I was doing a big, like, wooden deck area. And I was working one of the banisters. So, you know, I had my arm back and really just trying to hit it good. Like, but for some reason, my pinky just got right in front of the where the water was shooting out. And I have a 4200 psi unit, which is 4200 pounds per square inch. So it's a lot of
Sounds like
pressure.
a lot. Yeah.
And somehow my pinky just got right in front of it. And it didn't really hurt at first.
Yeah.
It felt really cold.
Ooh.
And it just kind of shocked me, so I moved my hand and like kind of dropped it.
Yeah.
And I just looked, and my pinky was like 2.5 times its size
No.
because it was just filled with water.
Oh my goodness.
It just shot the water in there and just swelled up, and I was just like, huh. And so I took out my phone and I took a picture, a few of them, and then I sent it to my brother.
Yeah.
And I called my mom and I was like, hey, I think I might need to get some stitches or something. And she was like, okay, I'll come pick you up. And I was feeling a little bit like lightheaded after I talked to my mom, because the pain started to kick in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, that hurts a little bit. And not as much the slice, more the pressure on my pinky
Yeah.
of how big it was. So,
When did it go down?
well, throughout while I was, we were driving to the urgent care place, I was kind of just squeezing it, trying to squeeze the juices out.
Oh.
And so I was squeezing it, and then while we were at the thing, they kind of just stuck a needle, they numbed it, so then I could squeeze it even harder.
Yeah.
And they just took this little, it looked like a fishing hook. And they were just, I was watching them, because they didn't have to like put me under or anything, because I mean, it was just a few stitches. They numbed the area, and so I couldn't feel anything, and they were just stitching it up. And it was like 6 stitches, I think. And yeah, it was a fun day.
Did it ever bleed?
Oh yeah, at first it wouldn't bleed for like the first 20 minutes or something, just because there was too much water in there
Yeah.
for blood to actually get to the...
What a weird injury.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. That's why I always wear rubber boots whenever I
Yeah.
pressure wash, because I don't want to accidentally knock a toe off or something. One of the guys I works with accidentally skinned his leg, his calf. He cut it open because he was he just had an itch on his leg, and without thinking he just moved the water there
Oh man.
and just cut it open. He's been doing it for a while though. He's like late 40s.
Sometimes I have stupid moments like that where there's like a piece of dust on my computer screen and I like use the mouse cursor to get it off.
You're like, bro, this isn't working.
Yeah. But the consequences are not nearly as bad as that.
Slicing yourself open with a pressure washer.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people were surprised. They're like, wait, so how'd you cut it? And I was like, water.
Yeah.
And they were like, really? And I was like, yeah. And it was interesting, though.
The last injury I got, I'm going to show it to you. This is on the back of my leg. See that slice?
That
Yeah.
looks kind of a little bit newer.
Yeah, it's still fresh. I was very stupid injury. So I was riding my bike away from my house on the way to school, and less than like 100 feet from my house, I was like listening to music and I was getting really into it, and I took my hands off the handlebars, and I don't even know if I was listening to music. I think I was just singing.
Jamming out.
Yeah. And for some reason, I tried to cross my like right hand over onto the left handlebar, thinking I could like steer it that way. I couldn't. And I was like, oh no, here we go. Hit the ground, and I picked up my bike. I was like, well, I'm still going to go to school. But my handlebars were sideways on the bike, and I was like, there's no way. Like, I can't ride this to school now. So I walked it back like 100 feet, and then I was like, Mom, Dad, I fell. I need a ride to school this morning. So luckily my dad was home that morning, and he was able to drive me to school. And I noticed when I was in the passenger seat of the car, like 10 minutes after I fell, that there was a huge slice on the back of my leg.
Did you get it all over the car? You just walk in the car and you just see like blood everywhere.
I don't know how it didn't drip, but it was scabby at that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, you got some pretty quick healing there.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like scabby. It was like the blood was drying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little gruesome.
That's nice.
It was like a deep cut.
Mmm. Yummy.
Yeah.
Put a little Band-Aid on it or something. Did you just go to the nurse at school?
No, because I was like really late to class. So my boy Landon, shout out to Landon. He's probably listening. He had like some first aid.
Live streaming now?
He'll hear it when it comes out.
Yeah.
He had some first aid kit in his backpack, and I'd like make fun of him for carrying like a ton of stuff in his backpack, but it came in handy this day. And he had like...
Is he a Boy Scout?
I might have to ask him. He seems like he could be one.
So that sounds like a Boy Scout move right there.
Yeah, it does.
Always prepared.
He gave me something to patch over it, and yeah, it was all good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of work fails, I guess this isn't really an injury. It's more of a just wrong place, wrong time. It was earlier this week. Talisker, you know Talisker. He's one of my friends.
Yeah, we met at a party.
And basically, me and him, his mom hired me and him to totally clear out his whole backyard. Yeah. And because they want to put a fence in, so we just had to get all the brush out, and it was mostly bamboo, and which isn't very typical in the Woodlands, but they live in a certain area, and so we cleared it all out. You know, we loaded up the van and the trailer, and it was like sticking out all the windows, and we had to open the trunk up, and it was just hanging all out, but we had it all tied down so it wouldn't go anywhere.
Okay.
And there's the recycle center in the Woodlands is only open Saturdays and Wednesdays, and this was a Monday, and so we weren't sure what we were going to do with it. We knew we had to get rid of it, and so it was just some brush. It wouldn't hurt anybody. So there's some woods by my house that we thought, okay, we're just going to stick it in there, and we drug it all the way back into a spot nobody could see it, and it was perfectly fine. And a couple hours later, I get a call from my dad, who's in Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
And he was in Atlanta at that time as well. And he said, hey, Justin, what's going on? And I said, nothing much. I'm just about to go. We were heading to a friend's house to pet some kittens. And...
Is that a different story?
Yeah, that's a totally different story. But he said, I just got a call from my landlord, and he said that you were dumping illegally and that the cops were there.
Oh, shoot.
And that somebody... And I was like, what? And I was like, I put some bamboo in the woods. And he was like, oh, okay, whatever, just go clean it up. And I was like, okay. And so we get back to my house, and on our door there is a note, and it says, your son was caught on camera illegally dumping, and
What
we will
a
not...
snitch.
Yeah, it was a neighbor. They
Who
wrote
did
their
that?
name too. The sheriff's department wrote that letter, and it said they were kind of mad about it too, because they were like, "Who would snitch on somebody just putting some bamboo in the woods?"
Yeah.
And they said, "Yeah, this person ratted you out, and just clean it up by tonight, and they won't press charges." And I was like, "Okay." We cleaned it up. We put it in the garage so that we can take it to the recycling center by Wednesday, and it was all good. It was just kind of like, wow. Well, got the cops called on us. Not a first time, but definitely made the week interesting.
At least they had the courtesy to tell you who it was, so you could get back at them.
Yeah, I should have just put all the bamboo in their driveway or something.
Yeah.
Here you guys go.
I didn't have the cops called on me, but a neighbor got mad at me for something 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to name names here, but this woman had 2 Trump signs in her yard, and they were gone one morning, and I was walking to the bus, and my brother was like walking in front of me, and she was out with her dog, and she stopped him, and I just saw him like, okay, that's nice, ma'am. Sorry, I'll tell him. And she was like, can I tell him? And he was like, no. And I was like, what is going on? And he's like, I'll tell you. Thank you, ma'am. So she walked away, and he was like, yo, this woman is mad because someone stole 2 of her Trump signs. And I was like, okay. And then, so later this woman walks up to the bus stop, and she's like, she tells the rest of the kids at the bus stop, like, hey, somebody stole my Trump signs. And we're like, all right, ma'am, we don't know what happened to your Trump signs. And then she singles me out, and she looks me in the eye, and she's like, I think it was him. I was like, ma'am, I didn't steal your Trump signs.
Matt over here just, sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
The bus stop.
I don't know what.
Is it something about you? Have you mentioned? Did you even know who that was?
No, I didn't at the time, and I didn't
now
know.
Now you do.
Yeah, and I didn't know why she thought it was me, but later.
You just look like a liberal.
Yeah, I mean, she's right, but. And I come to think of it, there was another part of the story. I had it on my Snapchat story, like, yo, look at this woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she somehow got your Snapchat.
Yeah, but that was like after the fact. I figured out, or I learned later, that she had security footage of her front lawn, which, first of all, who has security footage in their front lawn?
Yo, somebody's gonna steal my grass.
Yeah, and so she had footage of this person carrying like what looked like an instrument, and I always carried my trumpet to school at that time.
Ah.
And they had dark hair, so it looked like me. I promise this was not me.
I don't know. The case is still open. They haven't closed the case yet, so
Yeah.
they're still looking for the Trump supporter who stole the signs.
She still hasn't gotten over it.
Or anti-Trump supporter. I don't know.
Well, to be fair, the evidence was clearly stacked up against me.
That makes sense.
Like, she had every reason to believe it was me. You're just gonna have to take my word for it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I might have to talk to her myself. See that footage.
I mean,
these
it
always
had
come
me.
off for you, right? The little buy things? Or do you keep these on? Don't you have to like clip these so that you don't kill turtles?
Oh.
Isn't that a thing?
He's talking about the rings around the bottles right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think. It's like the.
I always clip them. Are you saying you don't clip them?
No.
Okay, good.
I didn't know I was.
You don't want to say that in front of the people.
Yeah, they're gonna think I'm not an environmentalist now.
Yeah, that's not good.
I am not a conservative, but I am a conservationist.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I know we're supposed to clip the 6 plastic rings that the
Yeah.
soda cans come in.
Right. I think that these are harder to clip,
Yeah.
just because you have to get them off first. Hopefully, maybe just recycle them instead. That's the easier way.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
That's smart.
But I usually keep them for a little while. Like this one, I've taken the label off and ASMR.
I've
Anyways,
never understood ASMR. I've never actually listened to an ASMR video, though. So I guess it's hard to understand it if I haven't listened to one.
I've listened to a couple, and I can see the appeal, but it's not something I would get like way into.
Yeah. I've just seen like little Snapchats of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some mac and cheese. I think the mac and cheese ones are nice.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know. It's just like the way it does it. It's very satisfying.
The ones that I hear are always this woman like whispering into the microphone. She's like, "Hello, how was your day?" And then nails like, and she goes like from one mic to the other, and it makes
like in the headphones?
yeah, the stereo effect.
Oh,
That
I
gets
like
me.
that. That's so cool. I love it when songs do that. But you
Yeah.
never get that whenever you're like listening to it in a car unless you have the radio up really high to where like that's the only thing you can hear.
The stereo effect.
Yeah.
Well, it makes my sides tickle the longer I listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like the I'm touching the ground.
Yeah.
If I put all my weight in it. But I typically have my feet out.
Yeah, these are stretchy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're very nice though.
I'm gonna go get a bottle. You keep the people entertained.
Hey people. So let's see what we're gonna talk about. Today, so I work at a church. I do like summer program type stuff, daycare. And during the school year and the summer I work with the autistic kids. And so they're a lot of fun. They do a lot of very interesting things.
I didn't know that about you.
And they usually it's a lot of times just me and them, like kind of one-on-one, because that's a lot more easier for them to deal with, just one person, you know what I mean? So I just have a lot of stories after it. I mean, they're always just running around, and they like to repeat things. They'll do a lot of the things over and over again. So they'll get into one thing, and they'll just continuously do it for a little bit, just back and forth. Whether it's they'll just open and close a door for a long time, or just run around in circles. And it's very interesting to watch, and it's totally different than working with any of the other kids because of just the way their mind works. It's very cool.
That's
But-
interesting. It's very nice of you to volunteer to help out kids that way.
It's pretty fun. And last time I worked, there's one kid, not gonna say any names, but
course.
it was his actual last time going there, and nobody else could really deal with him because he runs a lot. One of his big thing is we have a big campus that we work on, and so we'll probably end up running like 3 miles or something by the end of the night, just running back and forth. So I'm in track, so that's not too bad for me, and I can keep up with him, and he's a lot of fun. But last time I was there, whenever he goes to the bathroom, he just like takes all his pants off and he goes, and he does it really well. He's like 4, I think.
Yeah.
But this time, he just pooped on the floor, and it was just like the worst thing ever because, like, he had already finished pooping, and then he went and just did one little turn on the floor, and then went and stepped in it, and it smeared everywhere. So, it was a fun
Did you have
night.
to clean that up?
Yeah, I had to clean that up.
God bless you.
But it was fun. He was a pretty cool kid, but he moved away now. So I work with some different ones. One of them really likes ketchup. Like he dips his strawberries in ketchup, and his grapes in ketchup, and his crackers in ketchup, and everything that he eats he dips in ketchup. It's very interesting.
Has he ever tried mustard?
I don't know. I have to
Relish.
introduce that to him next time I'm with
Mayonnaise.
him. He's a very
Let him know his options.
big child.
Hmm.
Big child. Big for his age group.
Yeah.
Just tall in general. He's very fun though.
I
Pretty
think I
fun.
was like that too.
Just bigger than everybody?
Yeah,
Or
or
ketchup.
taller. No, not the ketchup.
not ketchup.
No, he's on his own. I mean, I'm sure there's someone else who can relate.
Yeah. I feel like a lot
I
more
cannot.
younger kids now do that. Because I heard some of the moms talking about that. Their kids do that a lot. I heard it on the radio. That's where it was.
Really?
Yeah, the radio people were like, oh, my kids always have to dip everything in ketchup. And that's interesting. I don't know what about ketchup.
Wonder if that's something that's been going on for a while and it's always just been swept under the rug. And
Heinz is just putting some very addictive things in ketchup nowadays.
that's it. It's Heinz. They're out to get us.
You gotta go for a different brand. Get the ones with like, I think the Heinz, also on the radio, they were talking about how the Heinz in Britain has like 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
And the Heinz here has like 15 or 16. And so, definitely just go to Britain, buy yourself some ketchup. Probably much healthier. Probably no sugar, probably.
I don't know why everything in the U.S. does that, because I think that's like a common occurrence with foods around here, is that we put in a bunch of preservatives and like a whole bunch of other stuff. And
Sugar and
yeah,
artificial flavors and colorings.
exactly. And Hershey's makes a syrup. I've seen it in the grocery stores. I've never tried it. It's Hershey's chocolate syrup with 5 ingredients. And apparently the taste is supposed to be about the same. So why don't they just like,
Totally switch over.
yeah.
I bet it's more because the preservatives and stuff are much cheaper because it's not actually real food. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
So it's a lot easier to get a hold on and cheaper. So, I mean, if the people don't care, they'll make more money. You know, they don't mind. They like money.
These chairs are killing me.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're interesting. Definitely. Whoa. Definitely not one of those things where you like try and jump in because you break your tailbone.
That would hurt a lot.
You do. It actually feels much better to get up and sit back in because I feel like it's holding me better now.
So rock wall climbing.
Rock back to that.
I did not realize you were so good at it. This man brought his own gear, and he was already bouldering like within the first 15 minutes.
It was very fun. I gotta compete with my older brothers. My older brother's pretty athletic
Yeah.
as well, so I've always grown up having to beat him, trying to beat him the whole time. So that's kind of pushed me. Do you have any older siblings?
No, it's just my twin brother and I, and I mean, as long as I can keep my.
Are you guys very competitive?
No, I was gonna say if I could keep my dominance, but that's a little too extreme.
that sends a different message than I think what you're looking for.
Yeah, I kind of want to be like just a little bit better than him at most things. So like, for instance, in driving, I got my permit first. I started driver's ed first, and I've gotten my license first. Like, not to brag about that,
But yeah, just you want to try and.
yeah, like prime example.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's definitely so.
But we're both still like
Who's
way
like
behind.
older? Who
from-
came out of the womb first?
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Ah,
See, that's where that comes
so
from.
that's where you're getting your dominance from.
Exactly.
That's interesting. Did you guys play sports together? Like,
We tried. We did baseball for like a year or two, and I was like, I cannot focus on a game long enough to be a part of it, especially not at that age. And I would just like kind of hang out in the outfield and literally pick flowers until it was time for me to run around.
Yeah, I mean, that field's not as interesting when you're playing when you're younger because, it's very rare that they hit it out there.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah.
a game of patience for sure.
Picking flowers, I think, was your best option there. Gotta say.
Yeah. And then we did basketball for about 5 years.
Ooh.
4 or 5. And
What league did you play with?
I played with Upward.
Oh, yeah, I played with Upward, too.
Yeah, at the Big Methodist Church.
Yeah, when I was younger. We didn't like it that much.
You didn't?
No. Because wasn't there, rules where you can't steal the ball or can't pass? You have to pass to everybody on your team before you shoot?
I don't know about that, but the one about stealing the ball definitely rings a bell because they wanted everyone to have a chance and they didn't want some big kid to come by and just sweep it away from all the players. And also, until 5th grade, we did not keep score.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's actually awful.
Yeah, and I didn't realize how bad that was until I'm 17 right now, and I realized part of sports is competition.
Yeah. We played it there when we had played with some other leagues and then we played with Upward.
Yeah.
And we played for a season or two, but we just kept getting so mad because, we'd steal the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And first off, we're not allowed to steal the ball, so then we get the whistle blown on us. So we're like, what? What happened? And then they're like, you're not allowed to do that. And I was like, what game are we playing here?
Yeah.
And then we'd get down to the court, we'd be on a fast break or something, and then you'd have to stop right before the basket. No, you can't shoot, you have to pass to everybody first. So you have to pass it all around. And
That is exhausting.
it was very, just depressing. I would say that, just annoying.
Yeah.
Wasn't basketball. It was blasphemy.
Do you know Gary Vee?
No, not at all.
He
Never
is-
even heard of that name in my life.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Is he famous?
Yeah, Gary Vee is Gary Vaynerchuk. He is a entrepreneur who uses social media to get the word out and to help people who are growing their businesses. And he was on another podcast I like, the Joe Rogan Experience.
I feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah, he's a big he's into MMA and he's a stand-up comedian, and he's probably number one in the podcast game. And,
Wow.
Yeah, and then Gary Vee also has his own podcast because he knows what's up. And he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he talked about his son or daughter. I forgot what kind of kids he has now, but basically,
What kind of kids?
yeah, what breed of children. And he said that basically he will not let his kids score on him when they're playing basketball together.
That's good.
Yeah, which is I'm sure a lot of parents would hear that and go, "What? That's so mean." But he is doing his child a favor because you can't let them think that they're better at a sport than they are.
Yeah.
If they want to get better at it, you got to push them.
Me and my dad, we've been playing ping pong, ever since we were little. And of course, you're not as good when you're little, but, he'd play around with us and kind of not go hard on us.
Yeah.
But then he'd always make sure he still won. Because, he knew he wouldn't be able to win for long. Because now we play big games where we played at 21 each game. But every game counts as 1 point and a big game to 21.
Yeah.
So right now I have him 16. I've won 16 games and he's won 3 games. So that's not typically how it goes because
Yeah.
typically it's more 21-0. But
So you think he's gonna catch up?
maybe not this, but we play best 2 out of 3. So he has another chance on the next 2 sets of 21 games. So we'll see how that goes. It takes a long time to play. It'll take
Yeah, that's some
couple
serious commitment.
we'll anytime we're not doing anything, we're like, hey, you want to play a game? And we're like, yeah. So it works out well, and it's pretty fun to do.
Sounds like it.
But we have to take a little bit more time to get it out because we got to move all the couches and stuff. Like I was talking about before, we just have it in our living room because there's no real other space for it. It's interesting.
Does yours fold up like this one?
Yeah, probably not exactly. Like you have wheels on both sides. Ours is just wheels in the middle.
Oh yeah.
So because it splits, right?
Yeah.
Your splits totally.
Yeah. So
each side folds up. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. You
So we'll
got
just split in half.
Okay, and then
Just like that.
that's nice.
Yeah.
So then you can just play like one-on-one.
Yeah. That's kind of how I got good at it because Ryan doesn't always want to play ping pong.
Yeah, that makes
Or
sense.
anything with me. It's fine. It's fine.
I was talking to one of my friends. You know Josh Guillory?
Yes. Josh
His
Schroeder.
older brother. I was talking to him, and he was telling, because I know your brother does bass fishing and stuff, right?
Yeah, he's really into fishing.
And we were talking about this spot that they went fishing, and it's in the woodlands. It's at a golf course, and they were catching like probably in 2 hours. Him and his buddy caught like 18 fish total, and they were all bass in like 2 hours. So they just cast
That's
them,
crazy.
catch it, cast them, catch it, and he said it was like the most fun he'd ever had fishing. Just super fun. So I definitely want to go check out. I don't know exactly
Where
where
are they
it is.
doing that?
I have no clue. I'll have to ask him more details about it because
Yeah.
that seems awesome. Just really fun. But I have a fishing license. Do you have a fishing license?
Not to go. I think you only need one to go saltwater fishing, right?
You need a freshwater one as well.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah.
I don't have one then. No.
It's only like $20 for the whole year though. You can just get it at Academy.
I think Ryan has one.
Yeah.
They expire every year, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I might have had one at one point, so not licensed right now.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really. You're not. I think you have to get one when you're 16 though.
16?
16 is the required age there. It's different than other stuff. If you can drive, you can fish.
Yep. Seems like the way it should be.
Yeah. There's definitely some things skewed though. I feel like if you can go to war, you should be allowed to have a beer. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, and that does make sense to me, but the reason that, as far as I know, that they changed it was because Mothers Against Drunk Driving got like super active in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Prohibition. That was not 90s. Was that 90s?
Prohibition was in the 20s.
Oh, yeah. So it wasn't. Oh, I was thinking 1900s. Yeah, not 90s.
Yeah, you were way off.
I was. My brain's a little bit foggy. Got some dirt up my ears or something.
That's the end of the day. You've been working.
Yeah. At our work, we just got done. We're getting ready for the summer program, so we had to decorate our door, and it took us about, I would say, 6-7 hours to do it.
Is this for like VBS?
It's kind of like that.
Vacation Bible School for whoever didn't grow up Christian.
Yeah, and it's pretty fun. But it took us. We were just procrastinating the whole time because Kayla works there, and then a few of more people that I just became friends with from working there, and so we're just like cutting out stuff. We made a big treasure map on the door, wrote all the kids' names everywhere. It looks really cool, and we got paid for doing it, so
Nice.
made it easier to procrastinate. That's for sure.
Speaking of getting paid for things, if there's a sponsor, it'll be inserted right here. And this is our first time making a podcast, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. It'll get better as we progress. And
Yeah. Check out the Mind Valley podcast.
Mind Valley. I haven't heard of that one.
You should check that out. It's really good, like self-improvement. Like
Ooh.
it's awesome.
All about that.
Yeah.
The first one I made last summer, it was about confidence, and it was part of a series that I wanted to do. It was like a self-improvement series, but I don't know, like I tried to make 2 more episodes, but I held them to such a high standard that I never ended up releasing them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
with work.
so happy that we are getting to do this right now, because for a whole year I've been waiting to make another episode, and just to have it come as easy as this. I mean,
This was actually really fun. I was a little bit weary at first. I was confused on exactly how to go, but it turned out really well, I think. It was kind of fun.
I mean, it's kind of just like having a conversation, but it's a little more buttoned up because someone else is listening.
Yeah, so you kind of have to like tighten, sit up a little bit straighter and speak more well.
Project,
yeah. So, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We can end with a little like a ding or like a motto or something.
Yeah, we'll come up with some little tune.
The snack that smiles back.
Goldfish. Good improv.
Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, a couple segments that I wanted to keep going from episode to episode. One is endorsements. Anything that you're a fan of that like following it on Instagram wouldn't be enough, you can endorse it right here. So I will go first. Night Sight. I have a Pixel phone. I've had it for like longer than the contract told me I should have it. And Night Sight is a recent update to the camera that is so cool. It helps me take amazing pictures in the dark. And like I could take a picture in a dark room and everything in there would show up on the in the frame, full color. Coolest thing ever. If you have a Pixel or a friend with a Google Pixel phone, ask him to try it. It blew my mind the first time I tried it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You have anything you want to endorse?
So just random stuff that I really like.
Anything.
Ooh, anything. What do I like? I like a lot of things. A lot of stuff in the health industry. So I'm gonna endorse one WON with nature oil of oregano. That is the cure-all. Not really, but it's really helps like just common colds. I use it whenever I'm sick. Whenever anybody I know is sick, I'll squirt some drops in their throat and they'll burn. It'll burn like crazy, but
do they know
really
about
helps.
it before you do that?
Yeah. I informed them a little bit. I don't just force it on them, but it is really good stuff, and it just do some research on it if you're interested because it is very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Second segment is a proud Christian moment. So Justin and I grew up Christian.
Yes.
And 2 different churches. And we were at a party, and no names. Someone had the idea, fantastic idea, of sneaking out and getting alcohol.
Yeah.
You remember this?
I remember that.
So someone told me that they asked you for your car, and if you could like drive them or something.
Yeah.
And you said,
no.
Yeah.
I tried to say it in a nice way. But
he stood up for himself so well. Like, even when you think no one's listening, they're listening.
That's good.
I had one of our friends tell us about this. I was in a car with 3 girls who were driving me home, and they all started bawling when they heard this story. They were like, "Oh my goodness, Justin is so sweet."
Oh, at Priscilla and all them? Oh.
Yeah, it was Priscilla.
It was Priscilla.
Yeah. Shout out to Priscilla. She is very Christian.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost a running joke, like, Priscilla wouldn't approve.
Yeah, it's funny. But, yeah.
Have any moment of someone being Christian proudly?
Christian proudly? I mean, my dad is a pretty good, proud Christian. And he really just helps he knows he doesn't really like force it on me because he knows life gets really busy, and I've been having to work Sunday morning, so I've been missing a lot of church. But
you work at a church, so
I work at a I'm missing work.
it could be worse.
Yeah, I'm working at a church to miss church, but it's still like the message, and he kind of integrates it into where, because they post those online, and so he always just kind of tries, and it's when we eat dinner one night, he's just like, oh, here, let's put this on real quick since you missed it, and so it kind of helps.
Oh.
And because we're in a series, so I'll get behind if I miss 1 week, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of helps a lot.
Wow.
But I'll get better at that segment.
Very cool.
It's definitely something I'll look for.
Yeah. I had it prepared.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it.
We had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
See you guys in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Oh, also, follow the show on Twitter at The Mountains Pod.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you. Podcast didn't fit, so had to shorten it.
That's cool.
Yes. So support the show there. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the native platform is Anchor. Wherever you're listening to it, please subscribe, and you will get every episode as they drop. And hopefully you'll be there for the next one.
Cool.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
This was awesome, bro. Keep it up. 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 Keep it up.